meeting to order at 7:30. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Simons?
Here.
Clerk Smith here. Treasurer Boda?
Here.
Trustee Babel? Here. Trustee Blackstock?
Here.
Trustee Fitzgerald, Trustee Horn absent.
Okay. If you'll follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Moving on to the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda as presented? I have one. I would like to add discussion of the December 7th meeting to the agenda as NB 8. Is there any other additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, a motion to accept the agenda as presented with the addition of NB 8.
If there are no additions or deletions, I make a motion to add NB8.
I support.
We have a motion, we have a support. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next, moving on to the approval of the minutes. They're in your packet of November 4th, 2020. If there's no questions on the minutes, a motion to approve the minutes would be in order.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I support.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a support to approve the minutes of November 4th. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we move on to presentations, guest speaker. Is that now? Okay.
I have certificates of appreciation for outgoing board members that I would like to offer. Larry J. Simons, in grateful recognition of your important contribution in serving East China Township residents as Township Supervisor since November 6th of 2012, and as a member of various boards and commissions over the years. Your contribution in planning, implementing, and conducting the many important projects has shown your leadership, dedication, and commitment to the needs of East China Township residents. Therefore, in appreciation for your outstanding service, tireless effort, and constant support for the residents of East China Charter Township, we thank you and honor you with sincere gratitude this day, November 16, 2020.
Thank you.
Donald K. Boda, in grateful recognition of your important contribution in serving the needs of East China Township residents as Township Treasurer since December 17, 2001, and as a member of various boards and commissions over the years, your contribution in planning, implementing, and conducting the many important projects has shown your dedication and commitment to the needs of the East China Township residents. Therefore, in appreciation for your service, tireless effort, and constant support for the residents of East China Charter Township, we thank you and honor you with sincere gratitude this day, November 16, 2020. Two of our board members are not here tonight, Angelo Petsalis and Donald Horde. I do have a certificates of appreciation for them as well. Cynthia Boda, in grateful recognition of your important contribution in serving East China Township residents as Township Park Commissioner since November 4, 2008, both as a member and chair of the Park Commission over the years. Your contribution in planning, implementing, and conducting the many important projects has shown your dedication and commitment to the needs of the East China Township residents. Therefore, in appreciation for your service, tireless effort, and constant support for the residents of East China Township, we thank you and honor you with sincere gratitude this day, November 16th.
And Angelo may be just a little late. He had some stuff to tend to. So
Okay.
maybe you can go back up later or something. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Moving on to the consent agenda. We have C1, financial reports. C2, Marine City Fire Authority monthly report in October 2020. C3 is the St. Clair Authority monthly report, October 2020. If there's no questions on the consent agenda, motion would be in order.
So move.
Support?
I support.
We have a motion, we have a support to accept the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Excuse me, but I missed public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak about anything that's not on the agenda? Okay, hearing none. We'll move on to disbursements. We have bills of $597,126.19. We have accounts payable of $77,752.87. We have payroll of $44,627.62. We have an EFT payment of $53,081.18. And we have a tax account of $8,676.94 for a total disbursement of $781,264.80.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $781,264.80.
I support.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a support to pay the bills in the sum of $781,264.80. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Boda?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Supervisor Simon?
Yes. Motion carries, we pay the bills. Moving on to unfinished business, we have none at this time. We'll move into new business. It's bids for the CCTV work. I believe Blaine, our DPW supervisor, wants if we have any questions. And this is something that we do every year.
This
We
is
bid
part
this
of our
out,
annual project, correct. This year, we're running a little behind the gun along with a lot of other things, but we're trying to get it squeezed in. I reached out to 3 contractors to get quotes on the project, and 2 of them responded. Michigan Pipe Inspection has done been a part of this project since we began in 2008. And if we can get this year's segment of the project completed, in 2 more years, the township will be completed with a full cleaning and cammering of the sewer system. And the following year, we'll be starting over again where it started in 2008. And our hope is that after, in each segment that we've worked on, we've made repairs as we've come across the problems. So when we begin the township, the second cammering, it should go faster as well, assuming that the repairs have held up and not too many new problems have come about.
This is a program we've been working on, like I said, since 2008. Our goal is to have the whole township cameraed, and these are all records, and now with our new asset, our M2, is that what it's called? Will we be able to use that in that program?
Empower, yes.
Empower, yeah.
Any problems that we come across can be entered into Empower. Repairs can be entered into it to keep a log of everything that we've come across.
And we've come across some really unique things by doing this cameraing, and it's something that has to be done so we know what we got.
Absolutely.
And also, Blaine, the money is already set aside, right? It was
That is
already
correct.
budgeted for that cameraing, so this is not another expenditure that's not planned for. So what we need is a motion to accept whichever bid, which I would think would be the 485.
I'll make a motion, we approve the contract for Michigan pipe inspection for the amount of $85,485 for 20, should that be 2021?
We're hoping to have it wrapped up in 2020 still.
Okay, so for 2020 sanitary sewer cleaning and CCTV.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a support to award the bid to Michigan Underground Specialists Michigan Pipe Inspection Incorporated for $85,485. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Boda?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Supervisor Simon?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Blaine.
Thanks, Blaine. Good job.
Moving on to MB2. This is a drinking water grant that's available out there. We met with our engineers, I think it was Wednesday. It's up to $1 million that we can get. It's a no match. I think we gave them some ideas of what we want to do. What we're asking for with this is we need a motion to allow our engineers to start applying for this grant. Like I say, there's no match, but we're gonna have to pay the engineering company to do this. Now, if we don't get the grant, then we still have to pay the engineering company. So I think we've been through this before. I think Ralph probably remembers doing this and applying for these grants and not getting them. But personally, I think it's worth taking the chance because it's a lot of money for free. I mean, and a lot of it has to do with the lead and copper rule in the township, in the distribution system. So what we're asking for is a permission to let the engineers apply for the grant. Never did get a final price until we know what the whole program is?
Well, no, right. So tonight was just to present the grant opportunity. We don't have a proposal from them. We decided that we would, instead of throwing it all at one time.
Just discuss it tonight.
This is just kind of a preview of what's we're going to propose once we get the numbers from the engineer. There's a couple of the board members who will be voting on this at the next meeting and some who will not. But this, we wanted to get in front of everyone just so you're aware that we are working on it and they will have a proposal for us in the December meeting.
Yes. They want to get it's due by the end of the year, isn't it?
Correct. So it's a cycle as well as the SAW grants were, but the sooner you get your name on the list, the more likely you are to get the funding, because once the funding's gone, they stop receiving applications. So the first cycle are due the 1st of January 2021.
So we don't need no action on it right now. We're just bringing that to your attention, the new board members. Yes, Ralph?
Just a quick is this program is being put out for bid, or we already decided on which engineer is going to do it? We're putting this out to bid to engineering contracts to do it?
That wasn't, our engineers right at this time are PCE.
Okay, thank you.
But that could, that'll be up to the new board if they want to put it out for bid. I'm sure we'll put it out for bid when the actual work starts. This is just for the engineering, Ralph.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So at this time, no action is required by the board. All right, moving on to MB3 is the 2020 quarterly budget amendment resolution. You can see in the budget what we have. The total is $53,625 in amendments. And they're listed here on the paper. This is something we do every year. Sometimes we try to do them during the year, but we have to get them all caught up by the end of the year. And we're trying to do some of these things ahead of the new board because we know what some of these things are, so. I guess we need a motion to amend the budget.
Do we need this to be read? Larry? do you need
Yeah,
this?
you want to read it?
Resolution 17, 2020. Amend the 2020 budget third quarter 2020. China Township of East China, St. Clair County, State of Michigan. Minutes of the regular meeting of the Township Board of East China Township, County of St. Clair, Michigan, held in the Township Hall on the 16th day of November 2020. Following resolution was offered by myself and supported. Whereas East China Township budgeting and accounting practices stipulate quarterly budget amendments to reflect financial activities during the quarter and provide the basis for financial controls in future quarters. And whereas financial analysis of all fund accounts indicate a need to amend the budgets for general fund accounts, the 2013 ACAP bond expenditures, capital project expenditures. Now therefore be it resolved that the East China Board of Trustees hereby approves budget amendments for the third quarter of 2020 as follows below and specifically detailed in Exhibit A. General Fund, increase of $30,625. 2013 ACAP bond, $17,000. Capital projects, $6,000 for a total increase of $53,625.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported that we amend the budget. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Bodar?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstad?
Yes.
Supervisor Simon?
Yes, motion carries. We amend the budget. All right, moving on to NB4. Affirm the water and sewer rate resolution. This is more of a, what would you call it, a housekeeping thing, Cindy? That the other resolution, what didn't cover the other 2 years?
I don't know if I would call it housekeeping, but it's an affirmation of the rates that were previously presented.
Yeah, the board has already approved, if you remember, when we did this, a 3-year, but the way the resolution only had the 1 year in it. So we're adding 20 and 21. Anybody want to read the resolution?
Me to read? I'll offer. Following resolution was offered by Clerk Smith. Whereas the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 453-14 and Chapter 453-15 provides in Section A that water and sewer rates shall be set by resolution of the Township Board of Trustees. And whereas the Township Board of Trustees affirming March 18, 2019 adoption of the water and sewer rate increase over a 3-year phase period beginning October 1st, 2019 with an annual review. The rates would move toward making both water and sewer services self-supporting systems. Whereas the cost of repairs, operation, and maintenance of the East China Township water distribution system are anticipated to increase, and whereas water and sewer customers were mailed a letter in March 2019 explaining the old rates and new rates and the background information for them. Whereas the water and sewer rates for 2019 were adopted per Resolution 17-2019 as follows. East China Board of Trustees affirms water assumption charge rate increase from $5.15 to $5.75 per 1,000 gallons with the quarterly residential water ready to serve charge for 3/4 inch meter of $20 increased to $21.96. The current sewer consumption charge of $5.19 is also affirmed to increase to $5.66 per 1,000 gallons. Ready-to-serve charges are based on meter size. Following minimum charges established for the various meter sizes listed below.
Thank you. Do we have a support?
I'll support.
All right, we have a resolution and we have a support. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Bodoff,
Yes,
Trustee Babel,
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock.
Yes.
Supervisor Simon.
Yes, motion carries. Moving on to NB5 is the CIP Fund Support Resolution.
Want me to read that one?
Sure, right there.
Okay. Whereas East China Township Board of Trustees approved the adoption of Capital Improvements Plan, CIP, on the 5th day of December 2017 by Resolution 15-2017 and is committed to pursue the projects outlined in such plan. And whereas the intent of Resolution 15-2017 was to create Capital Improvements Projects Fund Reserve by allocating $100,000 from the Capital Projects Fund balance to the Capital Improvements Projects Fund Reserve. And whereas the 2018 approved township budget included $25,000 to be allocated from the general fund to the Capital Improvements Projects Fund Reserve, and whereas the 2019 approved township budget included $35,000 to be allocated from the general fund to the Capital Improvements Project Fund Reserve, and therefore be it resolved that a total of $160,000 shall be allocated to the Capital Improvements Projects Fund Reserve as of the date of this resolution, and each subsequent allocation shall be reviewed annually.
Thank you. Do we have a support?
I'll support.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Smith, yes. Treasurer Bodoff,
yes,
Trustee Babel,
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock,
Yes.
Supervisor Simon.
Yes. Motion carries. All right, moving on to MB6 is the MERS Amendment Adoption. Cindy, do you have any input on this, on what we're doing here? This is stuff that they asked us to do.
Right, yeah, in the cover page, it explains that it just requires formal motion to go along with these addendums. There's nothing being changed, they're just making us clarify exactly what terms are contained in our plans and how we define certain terms, being compensation, eligibility, probationary periods, things like that.
Have you just had a chance to look it over?
And basically, we picked through how we've been applying and reporting to MERS and had to kind of deduce how we were doing it, how it applies to the check boxes that they were asking us to identify so that there won't be any ambiguity as to what eligibility is, what compensation means, and we have various plans, so not all of them are going to be exactly the same. So this will define that for us and for them.
Okay. So all we're looking for is a motion to allow the supervisor to sign it.
I'll make a motion to approve the addendums and authorize Supervisor Simons to sign the same.
Support.
Okay, is there any further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to MB7, Township Managers Agreement. We need a motion to approve the Township Manager's Employment Agreement between the Charter Township of East China and Cynthia Paparelli as presented by the Township Labor Attorney. And you have the whole contract in your packet. Need a motion to approve. Allow me to sign it.
I'll make the motion that we approve the Township Manager Employment Agreement between East China Township and Cynthia Paparelli, as presented by the Township's Labor Attorney.
support,
We have a motion, we have a support to enter into a new agreement with the township manager. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Boda?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Supervisor Simon?
Yes. Motion carries. Cindy's done a great job here, the 2 years you've been here. And the new board will see when you get here how much things have changed. Okay, moving on to NB 8. Discuss the December 7th meeting. This came late with the governor's health department doing the lockdown until December 9th. Your next, not our meeting, but the next board's meeting will be on December the 7th. So what we're trying to help you guys do here is, set it up 2 weeks in advance, which we should be. Our meeting is scheduled to be that night, but we can't have the group. So what you're going to have to do is either go virtual or move the meeting date to maybe the following Monday, and then you'll have meetings, a week apart. Or those are, I think, are the two options, unless you guys have something else you want to come up with. We're just trying to help you set the state so at this meeting you can do it. It's really your choice, and we have 4 of you here today.
It doesn't matter. I mean, the virtual meetings worked fine. I don't know if Zoom can be used. I think Zoom is probably easier than the telephone.
Well, we're still paying that $19 a month for that, but we haven't used it. If you think Zoom, I mean, you'll have to direct your new clerk to get that going.
It's either that or if there's no business, I mean, to reschedule it wouldn't be an issue either.
Well, there'll be business, you'll have to pay the bills,
Well,
What's the problem with rescheduling? You were talking about a 1 week delay, right?
Correct. I don't think there's a problem by moving the date.
I don't either, really.
Just based on-
The only thing is, what if she decides that
If she
she's gonna
extends it, then you're gonna be in the
extend it,
same.
yeah.
That's the choice.
I'm not sure what makes 1 week any safer than the other week. but
Exactly.
Right.
again, I'm not the one commanding everybody, so.
Right.
So what, do you guys kind of have a feeling what you want to do, or?
So does that lockdown include that we would have to not be here for a meeting?
does
What-
that
The current state of affairs is that non-residential places cannot have gatherings at all.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she limited it. I
Right.
know.
Nope, as of.
It starts on Wednesday.
Wednesday midnight. So we snuck this one in, so that's good.
Yeah.
If you would reschedule, if you prefer an in-person meeting and are willing to kind of take that gamble that the 14th would be potentially an in-person meeting, at least we would have the opportunity to get some other options set up in advance and have time for public notice. Tomorrow I can investigate if that date is going to be in person or virtual. But at least if you pick a date, it will help us. If we're on the 7th, we know we can't meet for sure. So
Right.
we could use whatever platforms in place or investigate others. I don't know what everyone's preference is. I don't know what the technological barriers are for the new members. So there's some questions that, it might take a little bit to get some answers to, and that extra week might be helpful.
My opinion would be to change to the 14th, and then if the governor extends, then at that point, we may have to be virtual.
I agree.
So I guess we could make a motion at this board to move the date to the 14th, correct?
It's your,
Yeah.
Do you want to make that motion?
I'll
Deb?
make a motion that we move the next meeting to the 14th of December, 2020.
And that's by Debbie and Don. Okay, we have a motion, we have a support to move the next scheduled board meeting to December 14th at 7 o'clock or 7:30. And is there any further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we move on to announcements. I guess I don't have a lot of announcements other than the bridge is scheduled to be done on Meisner Road on the Thanksgiving weekend, is that what? That's what I was told, and I think Debbie talked to him since I've talked to him.
Yeah.
When's it supposed to be finished?
What's that?
When's it supposed to be finished?
Thanksgiving.
That's good.
It was originally scheduled to be done today. We didn't really think they would make that, I mean, but they've had some great weather and they've been working hard. They work down there right till dark and after, and they're there early in the morning, so it's a big job. I mean, they did a lot of work there. Other than that, I don't have any other announcements that I know of. So we'll move on to member comments. Mr. Boda.
I have a couple. First one, the thing I've brought up a couple of times, the thing you've been investigating, is the warning sirens for bad weather. I know on Point Drive, it's pretty low, and if it was nighttime, it would never wake anybody up. And you're gonna check into it or something along those lines.
We checked into that, Don. They're working, the county is working on redoing all those. They said it's probably gonna be within probably a year before it gets all done. So, and we'll have to pay any maintenance cost on ours.
It's the last time I can complain about
Oh,
it. See,
I'm sure you can go up to the county and get on that board.
no.
I mean, it's a coordinated thing with the county when those sirens go off. I mean, it's not our control. I mean, we don't send them off, you know.
I understand that.
And I agree, it's been a long time, and they know it's been a long time since they really worked properly. So they're aware of it. What else you got?
Okay, second item is, I would like to thank the residents of East China Township for retaining me on the board. I've had 9 straight elections that have been redone. And I've served from 5/23 or May 23rd of 84. So it's been about 36 and a half years that I've been on the board. And I've enjoyed most of it. So again, I would like to thank the people of the township for voting me on, like I said, 9 times in a row. So this year I figured 36 and a half years was long enough. And somebody else can get on the board. So again, thank you very much. And before I served on the board, before I was appointed to the board, I was on a planning commission for about 3 years. And I got nominated on the planning commission to come to this board. So I've got roughly about 39 years of township experience. You know, I've enjoyed it. So again, I know I'm repeating myself, but thank you. And till we meet again. Thank you.
Don.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Thank you for your service, too.
Thank you.
It's been a long time you've been here. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a long time, 40 years almost. Okay, Ms. Smith?
I would like to say thank you to all of our election workers that worked on Election Day. Some came in beforehand and were helping in pre-election duties, getting the AV ballots out. I'd also like to thank my deputy clerk, Wendy Meldrum. It's a team effort to have a successful election that balances out, and it's a very long day, 15, 16 hours we're here. And that's on a good night if everything balances out and we can go home. We had a good night, balanced right out. So again, I would just want to say thank you to them.
Thank you. Herb?
Thank you to the board. Angelo, Don, Sandy, thank you for stepping in when we needed you.
Welcome.
It was short-lived, but thank you. And welcome to our new board. Some of our old board returning. Hopefully we'll continue on with a good path. Cindy, thank you for everything you did on parks, so. Thank you.
Thank you, Herb. Debbie?
Just to thank everyone for their service, and it's been great, and looking forward to the new board and coming in and working and doing what we can to keep the township running smoothly. And everyone have a happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to thank my wife first. I mean, she put up with a lot for a lot of years, going to a lot of meetings and a lot of meetings. And then next, I'd like to thank everybody in the township. I mean, everybody's been supportive. We've had a few bumps, but I think we've had more high points than we had the bumps. This board has got a lot accomplished in the last 8 years, as far as road paving. We got a new power plant going in the township. There's a lot of future things coming up with the old power plant, and that being, however that land is gonna be designated, and I think the township will play a big role in that. And I hope we stay real active with that. Edison has been a great partner, and I think they'll continue to be. I want to wish the best of luck to the new board, the 4 years that are here. I mean, I know you guys are going to do a fine job. We've got experience. We have one new person, which is, or 2 new people, 3 new people. It's good to have some new input into the boards, a different look from the way that we've done it for the last 20 or 30 years. We've got a good township, and I think it'll continue to be a good township, and the leadership will be here for them. And we've had all the problems with the flooding, and we've been through some hard times, and the township has stepped up, as much as we could with the flooding. Next, I'd like to thank Sandy for stepping up and filling in a critical time in the township with the election. And like she said, everybody wants to have a good election. Everybody wants to have their vote counted, and I believe that was done here. We had some long lines because we were down to the 1 precinct, and the reason for that being the space that we have here. So maybe in the future, the new clerk might want to look at having another precinct in another building someplace, either the north end or the south end or in the middle or something, to accommodate more people to make the line move faster. And like Don said, he's got 36 years here. I just did a little quick tabulation of Don with 36 and Don Horn with 32 or 34, something like that. Angelo, I think, is 20 plus. I've got around 19, so that's over 100 years of knowledge that you're losing off of this board. I mean, it's going to be a big, I think, hit for the township, but I really feel confident in the people that we got stepping up to fill in. The other thing is, now with this new COVID ruling that went into effect, goes into effect Wednesday, the football team in Marine City, they kind of got cut short on all their stuff. They've actually canceled all the games now, and they were on their way to. They just won the districts, and they were on their way to the regionals, and that's quite a letdown for the kids. So, hey, you guys did a great job, and keep your heads up. I mean, who knows? You could have went all the way. We don't know, but we'll never know now, unless they reschedule in the spring, which there's still a lot of rumors going around what they're going to do. So with that, I guess I just want to thank everybody on the board. Cindy has done an excellent job here for us. I mean, she's been a real asset to the township, from the way we did things to the way we're doing them now. I think that was the biggest changes. we come in and you guys come in as new board members, you don't know all the rules, you don't know all the state statutes. I mean, we came in, we didn't know that, we voted from our gut, and, you know, what we felt was right, and it's worked well. But now there's so much more paperwork, it's hard to keep up with it, and grants, I mean, she's done a wonderful job on grants, getting us grants. There's money out there, but we just gotta know how to get it. And I think we're doing that, and I think you're doing an excellent job with working on grants and that, and just in general, we're updating our filing system, we're updating our computers. I mean, we bought new computers, we bought a lot of stuff here at the township in the last 2 years since Cindy's been here. I think a lot of it is we didn't know what to buy, you know, so we didn't buy anything for quite a number of years, so we've spent a lot of money. We spent a lot of money on this M-Power, which I hope is gonna work out for Blaine and the two plants. To what that replaces that M-Power for you that don't know, the big thing that I look at is when Blaine retires or employee retires, all that knowledge goes with them because there's no way of tracking it. And one of the big things now is we'll have a way to track that information, and it won't go down the road when somebody retires. Plus, it's gonna be good for finding stuff, you know, finding valves and that, they'll all be GIS'd, and it's gonna be a good tool. It was a lot of money, but I hope it works out. That'll be something that this new board can keep an eye on and see how it's going, because it is there's an annual fee to keep it, so you might wanna be watching that. But other than that, I just want to thank everybody. It's been a good run, and I've enjoyed it. Sometimes it's pretty hectic, as you know. You know, you got to vote sometimes that what's not good for me, but it's the best for the majority of the township, and that's part of being a board member. You have to, you know, reach back in your pocket and vote that way. It's not always doesn't satisfy everybody, but you got to look at the majority, and that's the best that we can do. And I think we've made a lot of improvements in the township in that. But the biggest thing I think with this board is, at the end of the day, when we had votes, people vote no, people vote yes, but when we get up from the table here, we're still friends. They don't hold a grudge about anything. All the years I've been on the township board, I don't think there's anybody that, when we got up here and walked out that door, that they were mad or anything. I think we've stuck together as a board, and that's what you guys got to do. You got to stick together, and, you know, you're not always going to agree, but you have a right to not agree. You know, you're just one vote. It doesn't matter if you're the supervisor, the treasurer, or whoever. You're each just one vote up here. So with that, I won't rattle on anymore. Thank you, and I guess a motion to adjourn would be in order.
It's the last one, go ahead.
Yeah, last time. Okay, I'll make a motion that we adjourn at 8:12.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a support. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.